Hello there, and welcome back to Precioushobbytime. I recently built a box of Goliath models for Necromunda and also found a bunch of cool proxy models to 3D print. I will link the creators down in the video description as always. So I prepared quite a large force of Goliath and was wondering on how to paint them. Coming up with a color scheme is one of the hardest parts of painting minis in my opinion. But I settled on the idea of trying an easy method of painting camouflage on these guys. And in this video I will show you how that it is done. Easy and fast camo patterns for your little army man. And we will actually start right away with the camo parts of the models. You will see why later. I am not the biggest fan of base coating, so I opted for Army Painter's Speed Paints 2.0 for most of the base coating. All parts that I want to have camouflage, I base coated with an olive green. A lot of the camo steps I will show you on this coat, since it will be the easiest to show you all. By the way, these two last minis are created by the amazing creator Print Minis, found on Patreon or my mini factory. The camouflage is so easy because it is all sponged on. You will need a few very small pieces of sponge and tweezers for this technique. Choose your camo colors and start stippling them on. I chose black, a dark brown, a lighter brown, a dark and a light green, and a yellow. Order-wise, I started with the darkest color that I wanted to be visible the least in the end. And then I went from dark to light, finishing with the yellow. Here you have to trust the process. At the start it won't look very nice, but in the end it pays off. See that you cover all the area that should have camo with dots and care for irregularity if possible. Make the stipples overlap with each other so that every color blends with the colors beneath. In the end you will have a pretty painless camo pattern that is applicable with any sort of color. Since we were sponging on the colors, which is hard to control, we have to do a bit of cleanup. That's why we started with this part. You can now just take your primer color and cover all the mistakes with the sponging. I chose white because I really wanted to do my 25 or so Goliath models in a pretty fast way. This means that I stayed with the speed paints for most of the rest of the paint job. I really feel like the models from the House of Chains need hazard stripes. So some armor pieces and weapon parts got covered in yellow to later then hazardize them. Apart from the camo pattern and the hazard stripes, the paint scheme is very simple. Light brown boots, and for some models also the pants, 2 or 3 different skin tones and one metal color for the basing of all the metal bits. The hazard stripes I did as always. You saw me do them on the Ogrin video if you saw that. Freehand some stripes, sponge on some paint chips in black and yellow, and off camera I followed up with a sepia wash. Done. Easy as that. I feel like hazard stripes really belong to Necromunda. Here you see me paint the metal bits. I also used a speed paint from Army Painter since I think it's the most comfortable way of base coating metals. A downside is that I think it doesn't look as good when matte varnished. I painted some details like the shaft of the hammer, the plasma coil, a secondary color for the metals, some grenades, etc. Most of it just with a speed paint, sometimes also with a quick highlight color. Since the speed paints can sometimes apply a bit splotchy and the models show a lot of skin, I decided to clean the skin parts up with a very simple highlight of regular Citadel colors. I just chose one highlight color and highlighted the skin, which also got rid of the heaviest splotches on the upper sides of the skin. After that, they were done. I really didn't go for a perfect paint job. I wanted to try this method for camo and I wanted quickly painted models. Popping them off the corks, gluing them on the bases, and repeat the same thing about 20 more times. And this is the resulting Goliath force. First as a whole, then there are these two Zerkers, the two leader characters and two Stimmer champions. Here we have two sump-croc pets, two Forgeborn prospects, a juve and some named characters, maybe some Goliath bounty hunters. And here is the 10-man content of the original Goliath core box. Do Necromundan fighters Really neat green camo in the Underhive or in the ash wastes? Most likely not really. Does it look cool anyway? In my opinion, yes. Here you see the 3 vehicles that I also printed and painted but forgot to show on the turntable. And here are some more glamour shots for you to enjoy. It turned out to be quite a massive project with this many models, and I needed 2 or 3 side projects to distract me and not lose my mind. But in the end, I am very happy with the result and can't wait to play these Goliaths. Tell me in the comments how you like this method of painting camo and if you like the paint scheme. I hope I could help you or give you some inspiration to paint your own camo. If I did, or even if you just liked the video, give it a like. I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching and goodbye.